Avoid these 7 dangerous mistakes when taking collagen powder for better health. If you've been faithfully scooping collagen into your morning coffee or smoothie and still don't see a change in your joints, skin, or energy, the problem is often not the powder. It's what you're doing around it. I'm Dr. Emily Carter. I've worked with older adults for more than 2 decades, and I've seen the same pattern over and over. People invest in what can be a helpful tool, then unknowingly undermine it with simple mistakes. Today, I'll walk you through 7 common errors that reduce the effectiveness of collagen powder, why each one matters, the practical fixes you can apply immediately, and what you might reasonably expect over time. Before we start, a short note. The science shows collagen supplements can support skin, joint, and connective tissue health when used correctly, but they're not a cure-all. Think of collagen as a building material. The body still needs the right tools and conditions to use it. If you want the full checklist to try today, tap like or save this video so you can come back to it. Mistake number 1. Adding collagen to very hot drinks. What people do, they stir their scoop into a steaming cup of coffee or tea as soon as it's poured. Why it matters. Collagen in supplement form is usually hydrolyzed, meaning the long collagen chains are pre-broken into smaller peptides to make them easier to absorb. These peptides are delicate. Excessive heat can change their structure. Laboratory data indicate peptides start to degrade at sustained temperatures above roughly 160 degrees Celsius, about 71 degrees Celsius. When peptides denature, they're more likely to clump, change how they taste, and possibly become less bioavailable for the body to use in repair processes. Evidence Q. Studies looking at protein stability and peptide integrity point to a thermal threshold where structure begins to change. Practical clinical observation also supports that mixing into cooler liquids improves solubility and palatability. The fix: let hot beverages cool for 10-15 minutes before stirring in collagen. If you prefer a warm drink right away, aim for roughly 120-degree teaks, about 49-degree heat or cooler. Collagen dissolves well in warm liquids at that temperature and retains stability. Another option is to dissolve collagen in a small amount of cool liquid first. Stir or shake until smooth, then add to your hot drink after it has cooled slightly. For smoothies or room temperature drinks, there's no issue. What to expect? Better texture and taste, and based on stability data, a higher likelihood that the peptides remain intact and usable. You'll notice the immediate change in mouthfeel. Biochemical benefits are cumulative and will show later if other conditions are met. Mistake number 2, taking collagen without vitamin C. What people do, they assume collagen powder alone is sufficient and don't pair it with vitamin C-rich foods or consider supplementation. Why it matters. Vitamin C is a cofactor in the biochemical process called hydroxylation. In simple terms, vitamin C helps stabilize and cross-link new collagen fibers, allowing them to form strong, functional scaffolding rather than fragile scraps. Without enough vitamin C, the body's ability to assemble and strengthen new collagen is reduced. Evidence Q. Nutritional studies and clinical observations have long linked vitamin C to collagen formation. Research published in nutrition and biochemistry journals highlights this dependency. Historically, vitamin C deficiency produces poor collagen formation in tissues. The fix: pair collagen with vitamin C-rich foods. Think orange segments, kiwi, strawberries, bell peppers, or a squeeze of lemon in your drink. If you prefer a supplement, many clinicians suggest a moderate divided amount in the range of 250-500 mg of vitamin C per day, alongside your collagen routine. But discuss this with your clinician first, especially if you have kidney concerns or are taking certain medications. Avoid relying on sugary, fortified drinks that may add unnecessary calories and can interfere with metabolic health. What to expect? When collagen intake is combined with adequate vitamin C, The body has the raw material and the glue it needs to assemble stronger fibers. Improvements in skin elasticity or softer tissue feel are usually gradual and seen over weeks to months. Mistake number 3, low overall protein intake. What people do, they take collagen in isolation while consuming an otherwise protein-poor diet, especially common in older adults who may eat less overall. Why it matters? Collagen is not a complete protein. It's particularly rich in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, but low in certain essential amino acids like tryptophan. The body needs a full profile of amino acids for tissue repair and muscle maintenance. As we age, anabolic resistance makes it harder to build or maintain muscle and connective tissue unless protein intake is adequate. If overall protein is low, the amino acids from collagen might be diverted to general protein needs, like keeping organs functioning, rather than toward repair of skin or joint tissues. Evidence Q. Geriatric nutrition research supports the idea that older adults benefit from higher protein intake to overcome anabolic resistance. Clinical guidelines often recommend a target around 1 g/kg a day for many older adults, with emphasis on distributing protein across meals. The fix: aim for a daily protein target in the range of about 1 gram per kilogram of body weight per day, unless your clinician advises otherwise. Spread protein across meals, so each contains roughly 20 to 25 grams of quality protein. This helps stimulate muscle and tissue repair repeatedly throughout the day. Practical pairings. Add your collagen to a yogurt smoothie with a scoop of whey or Greek yogurt. Include eggs, fish, poultry, or plant-based protein with meals. Use beans, lentils, or nuts in salads and sides. Collagen can complement, but should not replace these protein sources. What to expect? Better overall amino acid availability for repair work. Over a couple of months, you may notice better muscle tone, less morning stiffness, or improvements in how clothes or skin fit. Small, measurable changes tied to consistent nutrition. Helen's story, mid-video anecdote. Helen is 68. When she first came in, she'd been taking a scoop of collagen every morning for months, but still woke with stiff knees and felt her skin was drier. On review, we found several small, fixable habits. She mixed collagen into her piping hot tea, drank very little water during the day, and ate light breakfast low in protein. We adjusted 3 things. She let her tea cool and took collagen with slices of kiwi or a small orange. She added a 20-gram protein-rich snack mid-morning, and she set a water bottle by her chair and aimed for steady sipping. Within about 6 weeks, Helen reported softer skin and noticeably less morning stiffness. By week 12, she had more energy for walks and could open jars more easily. This wasn't magic. These were small changes that improved the conditions for collagen to be used by her body. Her case illustrates how modest, practical fixes can add up. Mistake number 4. Wrong timing. What people do: they take collagen whenever it's convenient, sometimes on an empty stomach first thing, other times with a sugar-laden snack. Why it matters? Timing affects how your body uses the amino acids from collagen. When you take a bolus of amino acids on an empty stomach, especially in older adults with anabolic resistance, some of those amino acids may be used quickly for basic energy or metabolic needs rather than steered toward repair. There are practical timing strategies that tilt the balance in favor of tissue rebuilding. Evidence Q. Clinical practice and nutrition timing studies suggest that distributing protein and pairing nutrients at strategic times, after meals or before sleep, can enhance repair processes. Nighttime is when many repair mechanisms ramp up. The fix: 2 timing options tend to work well. Option A, take collagen shortly after a protein-containing meal. This helps ensure the body has an array of amino acids and nutrients available to support repair rather than starvation-driven uses. Option B, take collagen about an hour before bed. Many people find collagen before sleep fits well with the body's overnight repair cycles. Glycine in collagen may also have a mild calming effect that supports sleep for some individuals. Choose what fits your routine and stick with it daily. What to expect? More of the collagen's amino acids directed toward connective tissue support over time. You may notice subtle changes in morning stiffness or sleep quality in a few weeks, and clearer tissue benefits by the 8 to 12 week mark. Mistake number 5, cheap or low-quality collagen powder. What people do, they buy the cheapest tub, rely on flashy marketing, or pick powders with added fillers, sugars, or unclear sourcing. Why it matters. Not all collagen powders are created equal. Hydrolyzed collagen, broken down into peptides, is the form most studied and most readily absorbed. But processing quality, source, contaminant screening, fillers, and the presence of added sugars or artificial flavors can all affect both safety and effectiveness. Poorly processed collagen could have inconsistent peptide sizes, which impacts absorption, unwanted additives that promote inflammation, or contaminants depending on the source. Moreover, different collagen types, type 1, 2, the 3, have different tissue targets. For general skin and connective tissue support, type 1 and 3 are most often used. Evidence Q. Reviews and product testing reports repeatedly emphasize third-party testing and ingredient transparency. Clinical literature typically studies hydrolyzed type 1-3 bovine or marine sources. The fix. Look for these quality markers. First, choose hydrolyzed collagen labeled as peptides or hydrolyzed collagen. This indicates pre-broken peptides. Second, check for type 1 and/or 3 if your goal is skin and general connective tissue support. Third, prefer products with transparent sourcing. Grass-fed, pasture-raised bovine or wild-caught marine sources are commonly recommended for lower contaminant risk. Fourth, look for third-party testing seals, for example NSF, USP, or independent lab testing, and avoid unnecessary fillers, sweeteners, or artificial colors. Fifth, assess solubility and taste. Good hydrolyzed collagen dissolves without clumps and has a neutral taste in most formulations. If the label is vague or the price seems suspiciously low, that's a sign to be cautious. What to expect? Better absorption, fewer digestive complaints, and less risk of inflammation from additives. A higher quality product increases the chance that your consistent use will translate into measurable tissue benefits over weeks to months. Mistake number 6. Not staying hydrated. What people do, they add collagen and then forget about their fluid intake, especially common for older adults who may have a reduced sensation of thirst. Why it matters. Collagen fibers and other connective tissues hold water. Hydration affects tissue pliability, nutrient transport, and waste removal. If you're dehydrated, fibers are less resilient and repair processes slow. Think of collagen like a sponge. Without water, the sponge becomes stiff and brittle, and no amount of new material will restore flexibility if the environment is dry. Evidence Q. Clinical nutrition and geriatric care emphasize hydration for tissue health and healing. Observational studies show that better hydration supports skin turgor and may reduce brittleness in connective tissue. The fix. Aim for steady fluid intake through the day. A practical target is roughly 6 to 8 cups of water daily for many older adults, though individual needs vary by body size, activity level, climate, and medications. A simple routine. Keep a reusable bottle within reach. Take a full glass of water when you take your collagen, and include hydrating foods like soups, fruit, and cooked vegetables. If you're on medications that affect fluid balance or potassium, check with your clinician about the right target for you. What to expect? Softer, more supple tissues, and improved comfort with activity. You'll also improve nutrient transport, so the amino acids from collagen are delivered where they're needed. Mistake number 7, expecting overnight results and quitting early. What people do, they take collagen for a week or two, don't see major change, and stop. Why it matters? Tissue remodeling is a slow process. Skin turnover, collagen cross-linking, and joint repair take time, especially in older adults where cellular turnover and metabolic tempo are slower. The majority of studies and clinical experience point to measurable improvements after consistent use for roughly 8 to 12 weeks, with some people noticing small changes earlier and more pronounced ones later. Evidence Q. Clinical trials and practical case series report timelines that cluster around 2 to 3 months for detectable benefits, though individual responses vary based on baseline health, nutrition, and adherence. The fix: commit to a consistent routine for at least 8 to 12 weeks before judging effectiveness. Use simple metrics to track progress. Fewer minutes of morning stiffness, easier range of motion, slightly softer or more elastic skin, or improved sleep quality. Keep a short journal or checklist so small changes aren't missed. Progress is often incremental. What to expect? Early weeks 1-4. Minor improvements in digestive tolerance and perhaps sleep. Middle weeks 5-8. Reductions in morning stiffness and small changes in skin texture for some. Later weeks 9-12 and beyond. Clearer functional improvements for many people who combine collagen with good nutrition, hydration, and appropriate physical activity. Putting it all together, a realistic daily plan for better results. Combine the fixes into a daily habit. Here's a compact way to organize the routine into actionable steps you can try immediately. Let hot beverages cool for 10-15 minutes, or use warm, about 120 to 149 degrees Celsius, liquids. Pair your scoop with a vitamin C-rich food like an orange, kiwi, or berries, or consider a moderate divided vitamin C supplement in the general range of 250 to 500 milligrams, if appropriate for you. Aim for overall protein intake near 1 g per kilo of body weight per day and distribute about 20 to 25 grams of protein at each meal. Take collagen shortly after a protein-containing meal or about an hour before bed. Choose a hydrolyzed collagen labeled Type 103 from reputable sourcing with third-party testing and no unnecessary fillers. Sip water steadily through the day, aiming for roughly 6 to 8 cups, while adjusting for personal needs, and commit to consistent use for at least 8 to 12 weeks while tracking small improvements. Quality and safety triage when choosing a product. If you're evaluating brands, here are practical criteria to apply. The ingredient should read hydrolyzed collagen or collagen peptides. Look for explicit mention of type 1 and/or 3 if your goal is skin and general connective tissue. Check source claims. Grass-fed bovine or wild-caught marine are common wording to seek. Avoid products that list added sugars, artificial flavors, unnecessary fillers, or ambiguous proprietary blends. Favor brands that show third-party testing badges or state that they have independent lab verification for contaminants and peptide concentration. Taste and solubility matter. A product that dissolves cleanly in water and has neutral taste is generally better processed. If you have a fish allergy, avoid marine collagen and choose an appropriate bovine or alternative that matches your dietary restrictions. When in doubt, consult a dietitian or your clinician. Short technical notes explain simply hydrolyzed collagen, collagen that has been enzymatically broken into smaller peptides so the body can absorb it more easily. Think of taking a log and cutting it into planks, easier to carry and use. Hydroxylation, a vitamin C-dependent process that stabilizes collagen fibers. Without vitamin C, fibers are weaker. Anabolic resistance, a normal age-related reduction in the body's response to protein intake, overcome in part by higher and better distributed protein. Glycation, when excess sugar binds to proteins like collagen, making them stiffer and less functional. Another reason to avoid sugary drinks with your collagen. Safety and interactions. Collagen supplements are generally well tolerated, but if you have chronic kidney disease, are on certain medications, or have specific allergies, for example a fish allergy if using marine collagen, talk with your clinician before starting or changing supplements. Also discuss any high-dose vitamin C supplementation with your provider if you have predispositions to kidney stones or are on specific medications. Do not stop or adjust prescribed therapies without medical guidance. A realistic tracking timeline you can use week 1-4. Establish routine. Focus on consistent timing, hydration, and pairing with vitamin C and protein. Notice immediate changes like better mixing, less bloating, or slight sleep improvement. Week 5-8. Look for functional signs. Less morning stiffness, improved comfort with simple daily activities, subtle skin softness. Week 9-12. Evaluate whether the combination of collagen, nutrition, hydration, and consistent timing has produced durable improvements. Many people find the best signal by comparing notes across weeks rather than day to day. Final short checklist to do today. Today, try these simple actions. Let hot drinks cool 10-15 minutes before adding collagen, or use warm temps near 120 degrees to 49 degrees. Add a vitamin C-rich fruit, or consider a moderate divided vitamin C strategy, 250-500 milliliter. Discuss with your clinician if necessary. Include a 20-25 g protein source with meals, take collagen after a meal or an hour before bed, drink a full glass of water with your scoop, and aim for steady hydration across the day, about 6 to 8 cups as a general guide. Check product labels for hydrolyzed, type 1-3, clear sourcing, and third-party testing. And commit to giving the routine at least 8 to 12 weeks while tracking small changes. A final word. Collagen is a useful evidence-backed tool to support connective tissue, skin, and joint comfort when used under the right conditions. The 7 mistakes I've described: excessive heat, missing vitamin C, low total protein, poor timing, low-quality products, dehydration, and impatience are common but fixable. Small adjustments to how you prepare and use your collagen powder can make the difference between wasted scoops and meaningful improvement. Remember Helen's story. She wasn't looking for miracles, just reasonable fixes. With consistent changes, she saw real benefits. You can do the same with a little patience and the right conditions. If this helped, subscribe and share with someone who's been taking collagen without seeing results. Small changes often make big differences. And if you have a health condition or take medications, run these changes by your clinician so you can tailor the approach safely.